Have you ever wondered whether Etsy ads are truly worth the money? I'm here to talk all about Etsy ads today. So stick around to the end because I'm going to break down why Etsy ads might not be the best move for you and what you can do instead to drive sales in your small business. I'm Sarah, that wreath maker. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe and like button. I'm so excited to be getting into this topic today. I have been running my small business on Etsy for 4 years now, and I've had my ups and my downs. I've learned a lot. There's so much that I want to share. Today, I'm going to stay on topic, and we are talking about Etsy ads. So let's talk about what Etsy ads actually are. When you turn on Etsy ads, you're paying Etsy to promote your listings in the Etsy search and on other pages. You get to set your own daily budget. So immediately you think, oh, that's cool. Okay, I did. And in theory, more visibility means more sales, right? Well, that's the idea, but in reality, it's a little more complicated than that. Just is. I personally ran Etsy ads at $1 a day because I thought, let's see what happens. And my understanding of it was, you run your ad, you don't get charged unless someone actually clicks on your listing. And then they do charge you a portion. I want to say it was averaging around 19 to 20 cents per click. So really that dollar didn't get me very far, but you can set your own budget. I was not successful with my Etsy ads. In fact, I feel like I just ended up wasting money to not be seen because they promoted listings of mine that were already organically doing well. You think, oh, I'm going to be on page 1 because I'm paying Etsy to advertise my listings. Just did not benefit me at all to have Etsy ads on. In fact, I just lost money. So here's why Etsy ads don't work for most small businesses. Etsy uses a bidding system. So if you're in a competitive niche, you are up against a lot of competition, a lot. And a lot of that competition has a much larger budget than you would if you're a new shop like myself. They have a much larger budget to basically gamble with. So if you don't have a lot of money to invest in Etsy ads, with Etsy ads, you can't target specific keywords or customers. Etsy decides where your money goes. Ads with Etsy often only push your top listings, even if they were already doing well. But if your photos are not scroll stopping photos, if your SEO isn't tight, if your prices are mid-range, ads are not going to fix any of that for you. So now let's get into what actually works. So here's where things turned around for me personally in my shop. Instead of throwing money at Etsy ads, I started doing my own research, researching other sellers in my niche. And then I also researched what customers were actually typing into the Etsy search engine. I optimized my titles, my tags, and my descriptions, because all of that is tied together. And I updated all of my product photos. I wanted clean, bright, crisp, clear. It needs to be super clear to the buyer what you're selling. You don't have a messy background. It just needs to be, what would you see it in a magazine? They always say, right? Dress for the job you want, not the job you have. Or at least they did. You want to think to yourself, is this photo Pinterest worthy? That is a real thing. Is it Pinterest worthy? Speaking of Pinterest, yeah, Pinterest is a gold mine for Etsy traffic. If you don't have a Pinterest, get a Pinterest. The amazing thing about Pinterest, which let me know in the comments, and if you want to know my Pinterest strategy, I'll share that. But the great thing about Pinterest, I'll just touch on this for a second, is once you have something posted on Pinterest, it is always gaining traffic, always. So once it's up, it can be up for years. And something that I posted on Pinterest, 2 years ago is driving someone to my shop today in 2025. So how cool is that, I mean, Instagram, of course, definite traffic pusher, Instagram. But how likely is someone in Instagram going to go to your page and scroll to the very, 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 very bottom and find something that they love that was 700 posts ago and then go to your shop? That's not going to happen. It's just not. That's a lot of scrolling. And Pinterest, is continuously pushing old posts as new posts to someone who's searching something on Pinterest. So definitely get yourself a Pinterest account, start posting. The growing on Pinterest is slow. Don't let that discourage you, because your pins, your posts, everything is still being shown. Even if they're not following you, it doesn't mean they're not seeing what you're posting. So don't get discouraged. Anyway, Instagram, Reels, posts, everything. I mean, these are your ads, but free. You have to do this yourself, and it is worth it. I'm going to be making a video about Instagram specifically and how much I have learned, even a huge lesson I learned here in the last month. And I've had my Instagram up and running for 4 years now. Right when I started my small business, I started an Instagram that same day for my business. And I have learned so much, and you have to have these platforms. I mean, if you want to grow your business, you want to reach as many people as possible. I've started an Instagram, a Pinterest. I also have a YouTube channel now. So basically, you are your ads. Don't pay Etsy to promote your product and not even promote it to the full potential that you could do yourself by doing Pinterest posts, Instagram Reels, Instagram posts. Get it out there. Get the word out there about your business. And guess what? When I started doing that, when I fixed those issues, I fixed my photos, I made sure I was using all 10 photo options that Etsy gives you. I have a video for every listing that I have. That is so important. And you get 13 hashtags. Use every 13 of those hashtags. And don't be repetitive. Once I did all of that, fixed my photos, fixed my videos, started my social media platforms, really started spreading the word on my own, my sales started growing rapidly and organically. Last year, for when I did my taxes this year, and I'm looking at all of my numbers on Etsy, I had a 234% growth in my shop over the from 2024 to 2025. So that is huge. I had 3 best sellers. I had 2 Etsy pick items. So are Etsy ads useless? Absolutely not. I do think that there is something to it if your shop is in the status of being able to afford Etsy ads. If you're a new small business that just opened, it may sound great and look great when you're reading all about it, and Etsy does a great job at really, really influencing you that this is the best thing to do, persuading you to run those ads and watch the sales go up and don't give up immediately. But I'm here to tell you, you can do so much more on your own without paying Etsy a dime. I mean, you already are paying them. You pay all kinds of fees. So why do you want to add to that when you could do so much more yourself? If you don't have a large budget, it's just not worth it. $1 a day is not going to get you anywhere except for paying Etsy $30 a month that you could be spending on supplies for your small business. Now, I have a question for you. Do you use Etsy ads? Have you had a different experience than me? I would love to know. I am always open to suggestions, questions, learning, all of it. That's what I'm here for. I'm here sharing my personal experience and my opinion on this particular matter, but it does not mean that you've had the same results as me. And I would love to know. I mean, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I mean, I learn something new every day. And I hope that I've, hopefully shared something new with you today that is also helpful and beneficial for you and your small business. Please let me know in the comments if you're interested in me making a video about an Etsy listing and description and how to do your titles, hashtags, and what I've learned, the little trick is there. So let me know in the comments, please. I read all of them. I respond to all of them. Check out my small business. It is Vine and Flower Co. on Etsy. I make wreaths for all occasions, every season, and they are high quality wreaths that you will not find on the shelf of any large chain store ever. I want to leave with this message. If you've just started your small business, say in the last year or 2 years, that's still new. That is new. I've been running mine for 4 years now, and though I feel like someone who has so much to share, I've learned so much, and I have gained a lot of knowledge, and I want to get the word out there as soon as possible, but I still have a lot to learn. And I do not let lack of sales get me discouraged. Keep your head up, keep trying. Your consistency is what is going to make you successful. Your business will be successful if you believe in it, and if you keep that drive going, keep positive, and always be open to learning new things and trying new things and see what happens, see where it goes. Starting this YouTube channel, pretty big deal for me. It's a little awkward. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting better, I feel like, but I'm being real with you, and I really am a small business owner, and I really have learned these things, and I really want to share everything that I can to help anyone that I can that maybe was in the same boat that I was, or feeling discouraged like I was at some points. But I never give up. I'm not going to give up, and I am determined to be successful and continue to chase my dreams. So I hope that you will stick around with me and come on this journey. Hit that subscribe and like button, and let me know in the comments what you want to see next.